And welcome back to the Zone. I'm Brant.
And I'm Jay. I think so.
It took you a second. You forgot.
And I had to think about it.
He was like, wait a minute, am I Chris? No, I'm Jay.
It's just I was so used to pausing for that extra moment to where I'm Brant, I'm Chris, and then I say I'm Jay. So like my mind was still in that moment where I'm supposed to pause.
But this is episode 433 of Zone 4, Crisis Management, Session 1. We're going to be talking about Heroes in Crisis. This was Jay's idea. I got to give him props for this, but we will talk more about that in a minute. First, we should mention we are proud members of the Comics Podcast Network. You can find us on comicspodcasts.com each and every week. Every episode is up there. And, well, I don't know if every episode's up there, but a lot of episodes are up there, as well as a bunch of other shows. Most of them. And Airship 27 is up there. Comic Frontline Live is up there. Something I did it again, Jay. Frontline Live is up there. And a bunch of other shows. So go check us out over there. You can also find us on iTunes a week later. Last week's episode is a little bit late. I'm hoping to get it up tonight or tomorrow on iTunes. So anybody that listens to audio versions, I apologize. A little bit late, but we'll get on schedule here soon. And of course, check us out on social media, Facebook and Twitter at Zone 4 Podcast, and follow us and like us there. And so I think that's everything.
There's one more thing.
There is one more thing.
Chris is away. Yeah, because Chris is not here. I want to do a special tribute to Chris.
Okay.
A little bit. He is Brant. I am Jay, doing Zone 4 while Chris is away. He goes whip, whip. I go up and away. This is Zone 4 with Brant and Jay.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Chris always misses the fun stuff like that, man.
I know.
Oh, that was awesome.
That's going to make him not want to miss any more of these shows.
Oh, you guys heard it here first. I had no idea this was coming. That was a treat.
No, it was just me. I was just like, they did the Chris and Brant show for the Patreons 2 weeks ago. So I was like, let me surprise Brant with a little theme of our own. So
that was just awesome. I love it. What'd you guys think? Should he do it every week? Anytime Chris isn't here. How about that? Why do I have Internet Explorer open? What the heck? Anyway.
Chris smiled.
Chris is in the comments. He gave us a smile, yeah. Oh, man. Episode 27. What? Heroes in Crisis. Okay. We'll get to that, Tevye. We'll get to it. I was just making sure I wasn't missing anything. Nice tributes and everything. So before we do get into Heroes in Crisis, we got a few headlines. I did not have my headlines thing pulled up, so we get no intro for the headlines this time, but oh well. But we do have a couple of headlines that we want to talk about real quick. First of all, we just got a trailer for Dark Phoenix, and it's already moved. Trailer. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm saying like they announced the date in the trailer, and then they switched it. Like it was like what, the day after or 2 days after the trailer dropped.
Yeah, and it was like a drastic move too. It was like February, now it's going to be summer. It was like, look, come on, like Valentine's Day. No, now it's going to be summer. That's all, because we're moving everything.
Yeah,
and
so you want me to read off the new slate?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, these are the new dates. And I want to thank Jesse for pointing this out on our Discord. If you haven't followed it, go to the Comic Frontline Discord. It's in every video description we have, and it's on our site at comicfrontline.com. The new dates are the PG-13 version of Deadpool 2 will be out December 2018. Alita Battle Angel took the place of Dark Phoenix on February 14, 2019. Dark Phoenix is now June 7th, 2019. Gambit went from June 7th to March 13th, 2020. And it's supposed to be a romantic comedy now.
How in the world do you make Gambit a rom-com? Come on.
Let's just see. Channing Tatum, rom-com. Yeah, I don't think this movie is getting approved by Disney once they get it. Like, I think like they pushed it to 2020. They're like, yeah, wait till 2020. We'll have it by 19. So by in a couple months Disney will own it, and they're going to be like, I bet you Gambit's getting scrapped. Like by this time next year, Gambit would not be talked about. It would not be heard of.
I can't see how it could. It just makes no sense. It's gonna be just like New Mutants. It's like we hear about this movie and it's gonna be dark and twisted. Oh no, it's gone.
Yeah, I don't even mention like I forget when New Mutants is. Like that, I totally forgot all about that movie.
Right?
That was supposed to come out like I think April 13th or something like that. Whenever it was whenever Friday the 13th was. I think it was in April. Let me pull up the calendar real fast.
And then I thought they were going to push it back to later in the year, and then it just disappeared.
Yeah, I don't know when it is. Yeah, it was supposed to be April 13th, and it got pushed, and like it was already filmed and everything. Like they had an edited version and all that. Like it was all ready to go, and then you just decided, yeah, let's not do it. I mean, like it's just being pushed and delayed. I don't know when it's. I'm sure like Jesse probably has like the date written down. But
Jesse, let us know, man.
Yes, Jesse, if you know the date of it, let us know. Because I can't remember the date. I know it was redone. It was supposed to be sometime next year. That was the last time I heard, unless it was just like totally wiped off the slate. But that was the last time I heard.
I'm gonna see if I can find it real quick. Because I haven't heard anything. Oh, August 2nd it's supposed to be now.
Oh, August 2nd?
August 2nd, yeah. 2019, yeah.
So a whole year later. Right. I know they had a lot of reshoots and all that.
Yeah. That's crazy. We'll see if it actually happens. We'll see if Gambit happens. We'll see if any of this stuff happens now that Disney owns Fox. I would hope not. just end it and just start with a clean, fresh slate. I don't know. What do you guys think in the comments about this? I mean, I saw like Tevia, you were hoping, I think it was Tevia, you were hoping Gambit gets canceled. Should have been canceled a long time ago. I agree. Channing Tatum Gambit movie, no. There's no reason for that to exist ever. There's no reason for Channing Tatum to exist in the same mention as Marvel or DC or superhero, period. In my opinion, in my humble opinion, we're not fans on Zone 4 of Mr. Tatum. No offense. He did do good this service, and I've had bad taste ever since.
Yeah, and then he followed that up with Magic Mike movies. So
we don't even go there, Jay.
Just saying, he brought Magic Mike to the realm of reality. Like that movie.
Channing Tatum, Olivia Munn, and the dude from the werewolf from True Blood. I mean, come on. No, this is wrong. This is terrible. At least Kingsman was good, Tevia said. I haven't seen the second one yet. At least I won't watch it. The first one was too brutal for her, and I've heard that the second one is even more brutal, and she won't watch it, so I got to watch it on my own. Olivia Munn was good in her movie. Which movie? Magic Mike? Or a different movie? In the X-Men movie.
Comedy movie.
Oh, okay.
She was Psylocke.
Yeah, she was Psylocke. She wasn't bad at Psylocke, I gotta admit. I'm not a huge Munn fan either, but yeah, okay. Yeah, she wasn't bad.
I like her as a person. When she does like interviews and stuff, she's hilarious. But I just don't really get her movies. I don't really like her movies. But like her as a person is hilarious. Like if you have never heard of her, like you never heard her talk about her mother and all, it's hilarious. Like if she was a stand-up comedian, she'd be really fun. I'm not sure if she was a stand-up comedian before she got into acting, because a lot of actors do. But she's a really good she has really good stories about her family. So like that is funny. Like when she talks about her mom, because her mom's like supposed to be this traditional Asian woman who is like very greedy and like very manipulative. Like she'd be like, "Oh, I need a new kitchen, you're gonna buy me a new kitchen, right?" Like she's just like volunteering her daughter to buy her a new kitchen. Oh, I need like it costs like $50,000. And then she finds out like it really costs like $45,000, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I just want an extra just in case," like like Her mother's like that type of a person. She's like, oh yeah, you could fly all the family to Hawaii for like vacation, right? And she's like, no.
That's funny.
It's like, I don't know how much money you think I have, but I don't have that much money to fly people all over the country to Hawaii for vacation.
No, I want to address something that some down said. He said the script didn't have her in the costume. She insisted on it. I wasn't talking about the script. I said in the comments that was more the script. I was referring to Jessie saying she didn't do anything but just stood around. I think that was more direction and script than it was her not doing anything. I think it was just a poor script for that movie.
Yeah. Which, X-Men movies are known for bad scripts. They're not known for, like, the new ones are a little bit better than the original ones. Like, and even then, they're not horrible, but they're not known for, like, great scripting, Not like people are like, oh, this is a great script.
Right. I thought the first two were pretty good, and then I thought First Class was good. Beyond that, yeah, not great.
Yeah.
I was going to say something. What was I going to say? I did. It was something about Olivia Munn, I think. I just totally left. Oh, there was a sitcom. It was a short-lived sitcom, and I can't remember what it was called, but she was in it, and she was pretty good in that because she was playing like this over-the-top control freak wife of this guy, and they were like plotting and scheming all the time. I forget what it was called, but it didn't last very long. But she was good in that.
It sounds familiar.
Mm.
Let me see if I can.
While you were trying to find
Perfect Couples.
Yeah, I think that was it. Yeah,
it's 2010 to 2011. I remember that.
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, that was it. Thank you, Jay.
You're welcome.
The other thing I wanted to mention, I saw this news story a little earlier today. There's going to be 3 new sci-fi shows coming to Netflix, and 2 of them are based on comic books, and that's why I wanted to talk about it. The first one is October Faction. I never read this, but it was a comic that IDW published. It was by Steve Niles, and it's about a married couple, and I think they're monster hunters or something. And I don't know. It sounded pretty interesting. It's going to be 10 episodes. Not sure what the release dates are on these, but it sounded interesting though. It's got somebody that was. It's got people that were involved in Rain and Orphan Black behind it.
It also has October Faction. Also has Krypton alum, produced by Krypton alum Damian Kindler, which a lot of people love Krypton. So
I did. I loved Krypton. I thought it was really good.
Yeah,
a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
A lot better than I think most people thought it was going to be.
Yeah, we were so down on it when they announced it.
I think when you have your expectations down here and it shoots up here, we think it's like up to here.
Yeah, that's true. That's true of anything. Yeah, absolutely. The other comic book one is based on an Antarctic Press comic, and it's Warrior Nun. This it's interesting.
Aurelia.
What's that?
Aurelia.
Yeah.
Then Warrior Nun.
Yeah, it's following a 19-year-old woman who wakes up in a morgue with a second chance at life, thanks to some ancient artifact, and she's got to battle demons and monsters on Earth. It's like this article compared it to a mix of Van Helsing, Priest, and Spawn, and it's got it's got Simon Barry from Ghost Wars and Continuum. It's got Terry Hughes Burton from the 100 and Eureka, and Amy Berg is consulting producing. So. And the last one, I don't like the concept, and I'll tell you why in a minute, but it's got a pretty good cast going with it. We got Kate Bosworth, Natalie Martinez, who was in Under the Dome, and that lies in what was it called? It was a recent show. I can't remember what it's called. It had Jeez, I'm totally blanking on stuff now.
What's her name?
Natalie Martinez. What was that show called? It had the word lies in it. Secrets and Lies. That's what it was.
Okay. All right. Secret and Lies. I know that one. I watched that one.
And also Alex Pettifer from I Am Number 4. but it's called The Island, and the reason I don't like it is because it's kind of like that show The Hollow, which is also on Netflix, the animated show. A bunch of people wake up on a mysterious island with no recollection of who they are or how they got there. That's exactly what that cartoon is. And then they have to figure out what they are, I mean, where they are, and find out that the island's not exactly what it seems.
So it's almost a little bit like Lost, too.
Yeah, a little bit like Lost, a little bit like Hunger Games, I guess, because they're in a secluded place and having to fend for their lives. And then a lot like The Hollow.
Yeah.
Yes, Tevye, Under the Dome was really bad. It's funny. Funny story. When I first moved here, the very first year I was here is when Under the Dome was still running. And Lisa and I started watching it because, you know, we were trying to find stuff to watch, and we started watching it, and we were like, every week these people got dumber and dumber. The characters got dumber and dumber. And we made it kind of a thing. Like every week we sat down to watch it just to see how stupid the people were going to be. It was fun. So I kind of have a place in my heart for Under the Dome just because of that.
SM Down says Secret Lives wasn't canceled. I think it was.
Yeah, it went 2 seasons and I think it canceled.
I think that was the American version. I know there's another. I think it's like the UK version or something like that. The one that was based off of that is still running. Maybe I don't know about that, but I know our version, Secret Lives, ended.
Yeah, it was 2015, 2016. It looks like, but yeah, the first one had what is his name?
Ryan. What's the name's
Reese Witherspoon's
ex-husband.
I can't think of his last name.
Ryan.
No, it's not Ryan Reynolds.
I don't know why I was thinking about him, but
I'm gonna get a like message from Lisa saying it's Ryan blah blah. Come on, dude. Felipe, yes, that's it. Thank you, SM Down. I could not think of his name to save my life.
I know he was in he was in the movie with Sarah Michelle Gellar. The one where she was like his stepsister. Yeah.
Now I can't think of that movie. I've seen that movie several times and I can't think of it.
Yeah.
We're terrible tonight.
Yeah, we are.
Tonight. Oh wow. That's gonna bug me. What's the name of that movie, people? Sarah Michelle Gellar and Ryan Felipe and Reese Witherspoon. It's where they met. Reese Witherspoon. Cruel Intentions. Yes, thank you. There were 3 of them, and I couldn't remember the name of it. But yeah, his character, they said in the second season that he was killed in prison. I'm like, really? You get so invested in him in the first season, that he just died in prison off camera. Like what? Yeah, it was disappointing. Spoiler. But with that, it's topic time. No, it's not. Because it can't be played. What the stupid? I need a different.
That's why we need Chris. He gets his voice right up to where the app is like at. It's like topic.
It won't play. It's like I try to play it and it says file can't be previewed. What the heck? That was perfect timing too. Like it's topic time. Now it's playing and there's no sound. That's just wonderful. This stupid thing. Come on.
Yeah. See, like even the apps just don't want to work. Like your brain's not working, we're not working. It's just a thing tonight.
Yeah.
Topic time. It's topic time.
There you go. Delayed reaction.
All right, we definitely need crisis management here.
Yeah, we do. So, for the duration of Heroes in Crisis, which is the latest event, miniseries, whatever you want to call it, from DC, it was Jay's idea to do this once a month. We're going to do what we're calling crisis management right here on Zone 4, where we talk about Heroes in Crisis each and every month. And so, issue 1 came out this week, and I don't know.
A warning?
Yeah, we should, because it's only been out for 2 days.
All right. So spoiler warning, people. So anybody who's watching, we're going to fully discuss this. Oh wait, and I forgot the. I had the sound down.
The same thing, yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to be talking full-on spoilers for this. So it's going to. So if you have not read it, put us in your to watch later file, folder or whatever you want to call it on YouTube, and come back and talk to us. Come back and watch it afterwards and leave a comment in the comment section. Because we are going to discuss this issue as a whole, so as a full issue. So, anything else you want to add, Brant?
Yeah, before we get into that, I just wanted to read this comment. SM Down. I haven't been able to watch any new comic shows because the others I've watched made me stop watching because I hated where the story went, and I can't have that kind of disappointment again. What are you referring to exactly? I'm just curious now.
I think the sci-fi shows.
The sci-fi show. Okay, gotcha. Okay, I just wanted to address that real quick. Yeah, so we obviously this has only been out for 2 days. We don't want to spoil it for anybody that hasn't watched it. So like Jay said, just be careful if you don't want to be spoiling Heroes in Crisis. We're going to go into it because some big things happen, and we will be discussing this obviously in full disclosure on Frontline Live as well come Tuesday with the rest of the Frontline crew. So Heroes in Crisis. We were promised when this was announced that somebody was going to die. That was the whole marketing plan.
One of the 6 people were going to die.
Right. Those 6 people were Booster Gold, Harley Quinn, Wally West, Arsenal.
No, it wasn't Wally West. It was.
Oh, it wasn't Wally West. It was Arsenal.
It was Booster Gold, Harley Quinn, Arsenal, Tim Drake,
Kyle Rayner,
and Cyborg.
Oh, Cyborg. Yeah, you're right. Cyborg. All right, so
but
we were promised
Wally West. They did tease Wally West by when Tom King at a con or something said, "Well, you can't have a crisis." I think it was at San Diego Comic Con.
Without a Flash.
Crisis without a Flash dying.
That's true. That is true. So one of those 6. Yeah, one of those 6. They didn't say that was the only people dying. They just said one of these 6 are going to die. So that was kind of the thing. So we go into this, and I did it start with Booster and Harley? Yeah, it started with Booster in the diner, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Booster in the diner ordering, at the small diner. It's like, a small roadside diner.
Exactly. So he's just chilling, and Harley Quinn walks in, and he's like telling the people there's going to be a fight, and she just sits and eats some pie and makes us all hungry for a while, and then stabs him, and there goes the fight. So we shift to somewhere in Nebraska, in this place called the Sanctuary, which I don't think we've ever heard of. We've had places called like something else Sanctuary. I can't remember what it was called at the moment, but there was like this.
I think the first time we heard it mentioned in a comic book was the Flash number 50, when Wally at the end, Wally was like, "I'm going to go to the Sanctuary and get straightened out,"
Yeah. Yeah.
And that was the first time I think we heard of the word Sanctuary in the comic book.
Right. This ain't just the Sanctuary. There was what was that called? It was something Sanctuary or Sanctuary something. It used to be a Justice League hideout in Rhode Island, but this is in Nebraska. This is a completely different thing.
That was
was it just the Secret Sanctuary?
Yeah, the Secret Sanctuary or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is completely different. The Sanctuary, it's a mental health thing for heroes. That's all we know about it. There was a DC Previews article about it, which revealed some of the information, and people put out in press releases and stuff like that, talking about that and all the details. But that's basically what it is. It's mental health for superheroes that need it. So we know nothing about it until we see Superman flying over it and saying they're all gone, they're all down or whatever. And that's when we get the big reveal. And again, major spoilers here. If you have not read it, just be warned. How many people were dead? He saw Wally and Roy first, right?
Yeah. No, he saw unknown people first. They showed up. Well, not unknown.
Blue Jay.
To that point, we get Hotspot. I know. We get Blue Jay. Which I don't know about other people, but I liked Hotspot. I liked Blue Jay. Because Hotspot is the first one that we see his little sanctuary, like diary room. Like if you
Yeah,
might compare it to
basically.
Big Brother, it's like a diary room session.
Yeah, or
And
confessional, whatever.
yeah. So he's there, he's doing that, and then you know, throughout the issue, we see Harley Quinn and Booster Gold have this big fight. So that's like going on throughout the issue, and but we see Hotspot, we see Blue Jay, who's the person in the green costume? Trying to see if I can recognize who the person with the blue costume is. I mean green. That's not a costume. I'm sorry, Lagoon Boy. Lagoon Boy, yeah, Lagoon Boy. If people might know him from Young Justice, the comic book or the cartoon, he was there, and I can't really make out who the girl is. I'm going to kill myself because I know it's going to be someone I know. I'm going to kick myself when I find out who she is. But like, yeah. So we have a couple of different people. I think that maybe that's the female, Mr. Miracle, and then we have Steel too, Sergeant Steel or Citizen Steel, whatever you want to call him.
Yeah.
He's there and he's dead. So there's a lot of dead people here already. And that's not even getting into the main ones.
Right. Yeah. So you have all them dead, and you don't know what's going on at that point. And then we find out that Wally and Roy are both dead.
Yeah, that's the big one. Because Red Hood and the Outlaws kind of told us that Roy was going to die. And Superman's like saying confirmed. So like, like he's saying that these people are confirmed dead. So like Hotspot confirmed dead. And then he goes and he's like, he tells us that we see that the robots are taken out, they're all dismantled, and he sees that both Arsenal and Flash are confirmed. And it's definitely Wally West Flash because the costume.
Yeah.
And the red hair. But I think the hardest part about that, seeing Wally die, was Wonder Woman. That's the only one Wonder Woman actually went and closed his eyes. She like went like this and closed his eyes. So like that one was like the harder one out of them.
Right. Yeah. I mean, they just got him back.
Yeah. And we got the little confessional from Roy, who talks about, his addiction and why he was addicted and all that. But yeah, I read it. When I read this, I was like, the internet's going to blow up on this. And I've seen a lot of people on Twitter like hating on this because, they just got Wally back. A few people even talked about it on our Discord. Like, we just got Wally back and he's killed off panel. Yeah. Like, so what did you think about the deaths? Like,
it's hard because when you have Booster in the mix, you feel like there's a way to fix it. You know what I mean? And we'll get to Booster's involvement in a minute, but it felt like Wally was kind of done for shock value because it's like, oh, we just got him back, so here he goes. We need somebody to make it big, and of course, it's a crisis. It's Flash. It makes sense, but
it is that we just got him back though, and he was off panel. Like, that's like even more insult to the Wally fans because Wally fans really like been saying, "Where's Wally? Wally needs a book of his own." Even though the first like arc of Titans was all about Wally, after that it was like a Titans book and everything. But then Wally left Titans, and we had a good story in Flash that built up to the Flash, where the more Flash family came back, and then they killed off Wally again.
Yeah. The other deaths, real quick. Like Hotspot and Lagoon Boy and Still and stuff. I wasn't, being more of a Marvel guy, I wasn't totally familiar with them. I knew who Steel was, obviously, but the rest of them I really wasn't familiar with. I might have heard their names here and there, but it didn't really resonate with me just because I wasn't as familiar with them. Roy, I expected. I thought when we said all this, I thought it was going to be Roy. Didn't I say Roy or Kyle? I think I said.
Yeah, and I said Roy or Cyborg.
Yeah. So I kind of expected Roy to die. I didn't expect Wally, and that one kind of surprised me. But again, like I said, it felt like shock value, and I still think that there's an easy way to fix it. And I just realized I had it on top chat, not live chat. But anyway, I didn't miss anything though. So yeah, that was it. It was like they really killed Wally. Really, that was kind of my reaction, and then finding out what we did after that, which we'll talk about after you talk about how you felt about the deaths.
Let's see. Like I said, I liked Blue Jay. I know a lot of people don't even know who the hell he is. They're like, who's Blue Jay? Like, I like him. I don't know why. It's just something about him I liked. I enjoyed him. During, I think it was the last time he was really seen was during the New 52 stuff. So I'm not the New 52, the 52 stuff. Like around Infinite Crisis.
Okay.
That era, he was in there. I think he was in the Titans back then, Teen Titans. So like I liked him. Hotspot, again, have a little soft spot for Hotspot because he's from the Ray Palmer Teen Titans book. Like he was from there. That's where he originated from. So like, and he was also in the Teen Titans cartoon too. But I liked him. And then Lagoon Boy, he was.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, Branch is trying booming. He's like, bro. He's like, you like those people no one knows who they are. And then Lagoon Boy with with Young Justice, like he's pretty funny, Like I know a lot of people hated him from the cartoon because of the whole Magan and Connor love story, and he was in there that love triangle.
Oh yeah,
now I remember him.
Yeah. Okay.
He was that love triangle, but he's a different character in the comic books. He's more like a Bart Allen type character, where he's like this fun, energetic character. And then you have Citizen Steel, which again, I know him from JSA, and then he got into Legends of Tomorrow also. Mm-hmm. So there's like this whole group of people that a lot of people don't know, but like I know as a longtime reader of DC Comics, and I was like, okay, I see why you did these people. And again, these are all people who recently, most of them, like Blue Jay hasn't had any media attention, but like Lagoon Boy, Young Justice, Hotspot, Teen Titans, Citizen Steel, Legends of Tomorrow, and then I was expecting Roy, so especially after I read Red Hood and the Outlaws Annual, I said it on Frontline Live. I was like, he's dying. He's the one who's going to die because he said goodbye. He essentially said goodbye in Red Hood and the Outlaws to the fans and to Jason Todd. And then we have Wally, who I did not really think that they would do that because all the uproar about not having Wally West in the New 52, and then all the praise for bringing him back in Rebirth, and then all the uproar about him not really being used since he was brought back.
Right.
And, the promise of him coming up with more story in the Flash story, I thought like he would be more, like they wouldn't touch him. Like he was untouchable. And that was just like a joke saying, oh, the Flash always has to die in a crisis. But I was like really, wow, they killed him. And then my second thought was people are going to go crap crazy on this.
Yeah.
Because all the things I just said, especially that we just got him back in Rebirth, which was just over 2 years ago now. So
yeah.
people are really getting upset about that.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter that you can bring him back, right? I mean, it doesn't matter because it's like, why would you do that to this character? Why would you do that in that way? And I understand that, and it's like I said, I think they specifically did that one to catch our attention, to be like, oh, we're serious, we mean business here, and things are going to happen. And like Jesse said in the comments, he thinks there'll be more deaths in issue 2, and I agree. I think there's going to continue to be deaths, and you know,
because they only like really went into like one room of Sanctuary.
Yeah,
and Sanctuary is supposed to be like this big hospital,
right?
So I foresee more than just that 1 or 2 rooms there.
Yeah, ultimately, this is a murder mystery story. That's what this is. You got to figure out who's killing them and why, and that's when we get into the culmination of Harley Quinn and Booster's fight, which kind of brings us to the end of the issue. Which is, as they're fighting, it's insinuated by Harley that Booster's the one that killed them. Where, you know, you're led to believe kind of maybe that it was Harley and Booster was like, you know, fighting her because of that. But now we've got this seed of doubt planted where it could possibly be Booster who has killed these people, and we have no idea why, and what's going to come of that. Now, obviously, again, with Booster involved, there could be time travel involved with this to fix things. So we're just going to have to see. But, you know, obviously with I just heard myself. So that was weird. Yeah, I'm hearing an echo. Feel like I'm on a show with Kat.
Now can you hear it?
No, it's good.
Okay. Sorry.
No worries. So, I mean, what do you think about that? About Booster possibly being the one that's killing them?
I think it could be tight because remember, Tom King is also writing Batman. Okay.
Yeah, and Booster lost his mind a little bit. Yeah, Batman.
And who is tied to Booster? Who's the character that you other than Blue Beetle? The other character that you're most, and it's probably the most known character for Booster Gold, is Skeets.
Yeah, Skeets or Rip Hunter. Skeets, Rip Hunter, and Blue Beetle. Yeah.
Yeah, but Skeets is a part of the whole Bane cabal, you know? Like, he's a part of that whole group. Remember at the end of Batman, what was it? Was it 50? Yeah, I think it was Batman 50. After the wedding got canceled.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was there. He was floating there.
That cabal. He was there with all those villains. So
that's a good point.
Maybe he is a part of that whole thing. Like, maybe he did something to Booster or something to cause this, to set this all in motion. Like, maybe that's part of Bane's plan, because this is a part of Batman. Like,
to address, to just jump on what you're saying, and I'll let you continue. Firestorm asked if this was an Elseworlds event or if it's in continuity, and as far as we know, it's in continuity.
Oh yeah, this is in continuity. They said that. They said this is completely in continuity. It's going to have ramifications throughout the universe, throughout the DC universe. So it's in continuity.
So continue with what you're saying. I apologize.
Oh yeah, I was just saying. It could have something to do with that too, because Tom King likes to like have a common thread and things. So I can see, you know, that being a part of Booster, like that being part of the story is Booster. Maybe Booster didn't do it. Maybe Harley Quinn didn't do it, because they're going to be on this like thing to prove that they didn't do it. So if like Booster did do it, would he go back and change time? Because isn't it like a rule that you can't go back and change something at a fixed point in time or something like that? Because I know there's like certain things that he can't change. Like, he's not allowed to go and change. So
yeah, something like that. It was. I don't know exactly. Yeah. I don't remember.
It's changed over time. Like he's changed the rules, but so maybe he can't go back and change it. But and we know that Flash can't access time right now. So Barry cannot go back in time, or Kid Flash cannot go back in time and fix it, because the Speed Force is cut off from the time stream right now. Because of what happened with Wally in issue 50.
Yeah. And Firestorm also says Skeets was evil at one point before.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it could be part of Tom King's plan, because, like you said, that cabal, it could be kind of like a Legion of Doom. Like, each one of them has a counterpoint. They're setting up certain heroes to take a fall for some master plan, which is basically to get at Batman. Obviously, with Bane in control of it, systematically take his world apart. Is kind of probably where it's headed. So
yeah, he's a part of because what they said was what was it? Batman saw the necessity of it. Wonder Woman saw the compassion of it, and Superman saw the need for it or something like that. It was something like that. The like they the way they divided it up amongst the three of them, like each one of them have a reason why they wanted to do it.
yeah.
And we don't know why Booster was there. What was it?
They never really said why he or Harley were there, right? No, Harley did a little interview. She did one of the diary room things.
Yeah.
I
So did
can't
Booster.
remember.
Booster
Yeah.
did too. He says, you know, he's fighting all the time, and because of all that, we're all just messed up, including good old Booster Gold. So he's just saying like he's all messed up.
Yeah. Just going into the next issue, and it's funny because half of it's redacted. It's basically what we now know is Harley Quinn and Booster are on the run, both thinking each other is the killer. Batman's out to solve the crime, but then suspicion falls on him when Superman and Wonder Woman start doubting him and think Sanctuary's AI is telling them something different. And then somebody else is trying to make some kind of deal to hide from the three of them. And then somebody else is on a search for an old friend to help them out of this mess. So it's just there's so many directions going in this, and so many characters that are going to be suspects throughout this thing. And I think that's how you build a good murder mystery: is you have a whole bunch of suspects that are all plausible in some way, shape, or form, and then you have to weed them out one by one. So it's gonna from that, you and me, we're big mystery and you know, suspense fans, and it's going to be interesting to follow those threads and see where each one of them lead, and kind of decipher who the real killer is and why.
If we go just by that one image where Superman's like using his telescopic vision to look down and see through the thing, that's one part of the field. We still got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, one on the sides, so that's like 14. There's still at least 14 other bodies there. So there's definitely going to be more. And it wouldn't be the androids because this is blood. It's red. So that means androids. Oh, wait. I think I missed one. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, it's like 14, 15 bodies there.
And some of them could be staff, but I definitely think there's going to be more.
No, there's no staff.
That's there's no staff. Okay.
No, all the staff are the androids.
Oh, that's okay. Okay.
Yeah, Superman says all this. They say all the staff is androids, and they also said in the article, you know, the getting to know about Sanctuary article. Yeah. They said all the staff is androids, so no one, no one can say anything about what happens at Sanctuary.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. So it's perfect setup for a murder mystery.
So I say we got 15, 16. We see the wings of what's the name here of Blue Jay. So that's let's see, 15. We got 16, 17 for Roy and Flash. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So far, we know at least 22 people have been killed.
That's crazy.
In this attack. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people.
It's a lot of people. And yeah, it's a culling is what it is. And it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. I know a lot of people are upset about it, and a lot of people, you know, are like, you know, it's comic deaths and that kind of thing. And I understand that, but just as a story fan and as a mystery fan, I think it's an interesting concept. Yeah, and I think it's good, and I think it's crafted well. And yeah, you don't know who's doing it, and I think that's the most interesting thing about it. You don't know who or why. You just know that either somebody's gone crazy or somebody's being framed.
Exactly. And how, like, we know some common knowledge from being comic book readers. You know, we know that this is not the whole story.
Right.
So we know we're going to get over the next 8 issues, because it got bumped up from 7-issue event to a 9-issue event. We know that they're going to do, explain more. We're going to see more deaths. We're going to see more insight into the deaths and all that. So we're going to follow more evidence as this goes along and get more insight into everything. But we also know that we have this issue right now. Like, that's the one solid fact that we have is this one issue. So people like, again, Brant and I, who love mysteries, are looking at little things like, I counted all those bodies, A lot of people probably didn't count the bodies, but so we know there's a lot of bodies out there that are dead.
Mm-hmm.
We also know that there's not staff, because all the staff are androids. So, and it was interesting that the androids, if you look at them, Brant, they really do look like the Kents.
Yeah, they do.
Like, they look like the Kents.
Right. Yeah, that was my first. Yeah, I noticed that, and I was like, that's odd.
Yeah. So we saw it, and there's as soon as he walks in, he sees Wally and Roy, but he also sees the androids, and it looks like Ma and Pa, and then I don't know. Some people say the other one looks kind of like Lana, but I don't know. I think it's just a generic looking woman,
Yeah, it might have supposed to have been Lana, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, but that was definitely like a Ma and Pa reference.
Oh, totally.
It definitely had an impact on Clark seeing that. I guarantee you that.
Yeah.
That's why he was like even by watching them, he like put his hand in.
Yeah.
He put his face in his hand like that, because it probably brought back those memories,
Right, of course. And that's the thing about this is whoever's doing it, it's more than just a physical attack. It's psychological. Mm-hmm. They're picking things apart, and that's what's really interesting about it, because it's going to cause dissension throughout the entire Trinity, possibly throughout the entire Justice League, and the whole DCU. Who knows? It's going to cause doubt. It's going to break down trust, and that's what makes a really interesting story, because you're breaking things apart before you build them back up and find out who's responsible. But when things like that happen, there are repercussions going forward, because you break something in those bonds. And I don't know. I think it's a fun story so far, and not fun is probably not the right word when you're talking about 22 deaths. but
it is, because it's like it. What I like about it is that Tom King has written. He writes good personal stories, like character stories. So, like when you read his Batman, it's very character driven. You read Vision, very character driven. You read Mr. Miracle, very character driven. And here we're seeing it's going to be like the breaking of Booster Gold. Booster Gold has this like this sheen to him where he's really untouchable, because he's just the lovable goof, He's that lovable goof that everybody knows, that nobody really suspects anything of him other than that he's going to screw things up, and it's going to be funny, and it's all going to be fixed at the end. But
of course,
here Harley Quinn says, like, you cracked, like, you're cracked. How cracked are you? It was so bad that she ran away from him. Like, that's how bad it is, that Harley Quinn, of all people, ran away from Booster during this little episode that he had.
But at the same time, you can't always trust what Harley Quinn says or does. I mean, she could be completely out of her mind too, and just thinking that he's the killer. And that's what I love about it, because you really don't know yet. You just have like little bitty clues. And what's up into the Edge network? Just wanted to say that real quick. And we get another viewer to join us too. So thank you to everybody's watching with us live, by the way. I love the setup here. And even if we did get a little shock value, even if we did get a little predictability, and even if we got some C-lister deaths, I think it was all necessary to set the stage and set the tone for the story and to set us on the journey to figure out the answer.
Yeah, I think this is just Roy's death. It wouldn't have the impact that it does because we got the 22 deaths. You know, we got the big death with Wally West. You know, we got the little deaths of people who, again, people like me, know them from different areas who are like, oh my God, I like that character from this and that. You know, so we got all those little things. And then we got the big reveal that maybe it was Booster who lost his mind, you know. And he says at the end, you know, in his little confessional that he says, you know, we're just all messed up, including good old Booster Gold. Like, so something's wrong with him that he went there.
When he went back in time for that 2-issue story in Batman, which as you pointed out earlier, Tom King wrote that as well, and he was trying to give Batman like just a taste of that good life with his parents and all that stuff, and he got broken along the course of that story.
Yeah,
and that could have snapped in him to where if he did this in some twisted way, it's still trying to make Batman and maybe even all three of the Trinity's lives better. and he's just like lost it completely, which is plausible.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And again, it could also be Skeets like could be a part of this. Something could happen. Like maybe this isn't the real Booster, you know? Like we don't know.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of this. Like we don't know anything right now. And that's what I love about it. And again, it's very character driven because we're seeing this even here. Not just it's not just, you know, the moments with Booster and Harley, which I think was really great. Like there was a lot of action in those moments, but we're also seeing some insight into their characters that we maybe not have seen before. And then throughout the investigation, we're seeing just in this one issue, we're seeing some of Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman dealing with it. Like, you know, even something as small as Wonder Woman making sure Wally's eyes are closed, you know?
Yeah.
Superman crying when he sees all the death and all, or them both waiting until Batman gets there before they touch anything because, you know, Batman's the detective, you know?
Right.
So it's very interesting on what is happening, and Tom King likes to plan things. So like I read this like 3 times so far because I want to see like how much more I can get out of it each time, and you do get a little bit more each time. So for people who are out there, if you want to read it again, I suggest you do. You might pick up something else in it.
Yeah, totally. So if anybody in the comments watching right now has any comments or questions about the book, you want to hear our thoughts about something that happened in the book or speculations or whatever, drop it in the chat, and we'll do our best to discuss that before we start wrapping up. But I don't know about you. I'm and it sounds like you are too. I'm looking forward to the next issue. I can't wait. That next issue, the next issue episode of Crisis Management will be, I believe it's episode 437. It'll be on October 26th. Will be when we discuss issue 2. So if you want to come back and talk with us then about issue 2, mark it on your calendars. But make sure you read it before you listen to us.
Yes. So it will go on sale. We're at the 26th. We'll go on sale on October 24th. So
exactly.
Just remember that. Wow. This is really like a good story. Like you gotta admit, like this is something that's deep with the DC universe. Like it's going to be something. I think this is going to be on the same level. And I said this before when we first got the announcement of it. It feels like it's going to be on the same exact level as Identity Crisis, you know, where it's going to be that emotional impact story. Yeah. Like, even though some things might get fixed, I think there are going to be a lot of things that are not at the end of this. There's going to be a lot of stuff broken. And again, you don't see Skeets here.
Right.
Not the whole thing. We don't see Skeets. And when was the last time you have not seen Skeets beside Booster Gold?
Exactly.
You always see them together.
Yeah. Yeah, so something's different, and we're gonna have to wait for those answers. And I know that like some of our viewers aren't as big Tom King fans as we are, and that's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah. Some people
All
don't like them. And
yeah,
hey, you know, the wedding did rub a couple people the wrong way.
sure. But I mean, most of us here on Frontline, we're fans of his work, and I think this is just another glowing example of why he's where he's at now.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And you
Right.
know what's also kind of creepy?
What's that?
Because I'm looking at it, and I think like Blue Jay has shrunk down. He was having these shrinking problems, and
Yeah.
there's like crows pecking at Blue Jay.
Oh wow.
Like that's how like because you see like the birds are holding like pieces of Blue Jay's costumes in their beak as
Wow.
Superman approaches, and like they fly away. So like it, and like if you look at it, if you look at like the pages, there's a lot of bodies just like scattered there.
Yeah.
So oh my god, like I'm so it like brings you in and makes you want to know more. Like this
Yeah.
is a series that I wish we would get the event as a weekly event because I want it faster, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. But unfortunately,
At
we
least
gotta
it's
wait
not
for
every
it.
2 months. At least it's not Doomsday.
Yeah.
Doomsday Clock, and it's not every 2 months, you know?
It-
At least we're not waiting that long.
exactly. That would drive me crazy if I had to
I
wait on this
definitely I
story.
would go mad with that. I think I would go crazy with that.
Yeah. It's bad enough having to wait a month. I wish it was bi-weekly at least.
Yeah.
That would be better.
So
yeah.
I want to ask you a question, Brant.
Okay.
Who do you think killed these people? And also the viewers, who do you think is the killer? Is it Booster? Is it Harley? Or is it a third party?
I think it's a third party, and I think it's going to be somebody that surprises us. I don't know if it's going to be Skeets or anybody from Bane's Cabal or not. I honestly kind of hope it's not. I'm hoping that somebody else broke, snapped, or whatever, because I think that'd be more interesting.
Maybe
So
someone telepathic too, like who used Booster as a puppet.
yeah, oh man, I hate to say that, and I would hate to see it, but we have been seeing Martian Manhunter act a little weird
Yeah,
here and there.
creepy. I mean, you never know. It's Tom King. He could pull that trigger.
Yeah,
Like he has that clout now at DC where he can, because he killed off Wally West, and I said this Tuesday on Frontline Live. Tom King has some cojones on him.
yeah,
Like he's making moves in the DC universe this year. Like he's killed off. He did the wedding thing, right?
right.
What else has he done? He killed off Wally West this week and Roy Harper. There was something else he did this week too, or last week.
Jesse said, "I bet it was Martha."
Martha. No, Martha would stop it. Remember, Martha ends violence.
That's right. She makes everybody friends, best friends, forever.
Yeah, I mean, they're super friends when they get down. The name Martha alone makes you a super friend.
Yeah. When you think about the amount of deaths and some of the people that whoever it was took out, yeah, you could kind of believe Harley might be capable of doing that in one fell swoop. Booster, I don't see him having that ability to kill a Flash and to kill an Arrow and to kill all these other people.
But also could be Booster because no one takes him seriously.
True.
And he could get close enough to where he can just, like slice the throat and then turn around the steps and in the chest,
Yeah. But somebody on Martian Manhunter's level who can who has all these various powers. Yeah, and
phase through you. Turn invisible, shapeshift, or another Martian. It doesn't have to be Martian Manhunter. It could be another Martian. Miss Martian, for example, is not acting normal.
That's possible too.
So, I mean, there's a lot of possibilities we have. Jesse says, So she'd be a good counselor. Well, she was until they killed the robot that looked like her. I mean, I'm sure Sanctuary had a good rating until this psychopath started killing people.
Now it's 1 star. 1 star, just like the one on Booster Gold's chest.
Ooh, there you go. Martha Manhunter.
Martha Man. There you go. Mashup. It's the amalgams from Marvel currently are bleeding over to DC.
Yeah.
We got to do our own.
The reality, the Infinite Warps.
Infinite Warps. That's I couldn't think of what they were called.
Martha Manhunter.
Martha Manhunter. Yeah, that's nice. I like it. All right, so those are our thoughts. I would have loved to hear Chris' thoughts. He had to go record the review, actually, the comic review. So unfortunately couldn't join us tonight. Hopefully he'll be back with us starting next week, though. So he'll be here to discuss issue 2 in a few weeks. But other than that, it's time to start wrapping up. And now I'll play the music. It's way too loud.
And Chris should be also on Frontline Live, where he'll probably talk about this issue.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because I know he has read it. So we will all be discussing that. We've already discussed it amongst ourselves a little bit, but we're all very, except for this episode because we want to talk about it. Up until this, all of us have been kind of just like tight-lipped about it, like, oh yeah, but
we just said like what we think the other people would be thinking, like Brent and I think that people were going to go crazy. Kat did not think so, but I've seen a lot of people go nuts over it, especially on like Twitter and Facebook groups and stuff like that. Like people are going nuts over it because Wally West was dead. And again, on our Discord, a couple of people said stuff. So,
well, one thing we know, Nightwing's not the killer.
No, I mean he got shot through the head, and Booster's not to blame. That one,
I knew that was coming. Jesse said, great show, guys. Thanks, Jesse. Appreciate you dropping in. Thanks, everyone. Firestorm, Into the Edge. Justin dropped in for a bit. Tevia, SM Down. Patrick Holmes was up here earlier. So thank you all for watching. And anyone that hears this post live or listens to the audio version, I appreciate it. Love to hear your thoughts. I'm going to drop a few links in here as we start wrapping up. But this is the part of the show where we talk about what's coming up, coming out, and going on. So, Jay, what you got?
Well, we have to do the closing theme song, which is he was Brant. I'm Jay. We did a show while Chris was away. He did Whip. I did Up and Away. This was Zone 4 with Brant and Jay.
Love it. Chris missed it again. Chris can kick himself. He's missing all this good stuff, man.
Yes. Awesome. See, Chris, never leave. You never know what's going to happen. It makes me, every time Chris is away, I feel like I have to make up a song. So
that's true. Oh man, I love it because that was a nice treat for me. I didn't have to sing it either, which is awesome.
No, you can sing it next time.
Okay.
So what's coming up for me? Let's see. Today is what? Friday? Okay. Yep. So Saturday, I got Super Ninja Steel review. That would be sometime in the evening. And then I will be doing Talking Trek 4 with Jesse and Justin. We're going to be talking about all the news for Season 2 that you need to know about Star Trek Discovery. Let's see. Tuesday, we have Frontline Live again. Episode 220. It's going to be a good one because we got almost the whole cast back. I think Kat says she most likely will not be there this week, but everyone else should be there, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Let's see. I know I got something on Wednesday, but I can't think of what it is.
You got something else.
Wednesday or Thursday. Yeah, Wednesday or Thursday I got something else. Check out the live stream schedule. It'll be up there. I can't think of it. But I just can't think of it. It's like out of my head. That's right. Thursday. No, Wednesday. It's Wednesday, 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. Brent and I think Brent's going to be on for the comic book club. We're discussing Saga Volume 1. I knew there was something, and we'll announce what the next comic book club book is going to be. And I'm going to try to schedule it more in advance for like when the show is going to be. So this way it's not like always like the week or so before it. So I'm going to try to get it at least 2 weeks in advance or, more.
The interesting thing about this one is I've never read Saga, and I'll be reading it for the first time. So you'll hear my thoughts for the first time ever.
And that's what this is really for, especially for Saga. I chose Saga because it's on a year hiatus. I figured a lot of people could get into Saga right now by reading this first trade, and then if they like it, go pick up the rest of them. So that was kind of my motivation, my thinking for getting this one. But yeah, so that's Wednesday, and then come back here Friday for more Zone 4, and then follow me on Twitter at Comic Book Theater without the R, and then follow me on Facebook and Instagram with the R. So Twitter's the only one that won't allow that one extra character in my name. But yeah, that's everything for me. I hope, I pray, but if not, follow me on those social medias and you'll find out more. Brent, what do you got?
All right. For me, my rankings video did not go up this week. I think I'm just going to skip this week. I think it's the first week I've actually completely skipped, and it's just, it happens. It was bound to happen eventually. I apologize for that, but next week I should be back on track, and I'll have that up on Tuesday. Monday, of course, Monday Musings on my channel. You can check out my Twitter at Brant Fowler for my Tuesday through Friday. I try to do like these little thoughts or memes or whatever. I call it a daily muse. So if you see that tag, that's what I'm putting up there. I'm just putting up random thoughts or whatever. I like to have fun with it. So you can check that out. You can check out my Facebook. Beyond that, I sent out all the surveys for Little Ember for any Kickstarter backers for that. Those all went out tonight. Digital rewards for the last Ember #1 went out tonight. So all those are out. Books are at the printer. And so towards the end of next month, all the books will be shipping out to backers. And then they will be up in our store so people can purchase all the Ember books. So I'm very excited about that. And you already mentioned Comic Book Club. Frontline reviews are up now. Go check them out. I reviewed NXT TakeOver Redemption.
Thank you, Brent. Every Friday.
Yeah, every Friday on comicfrontline.com. I reviewed that book. That's the only book I reviewed this week. I'm kind of stepping back a little bit from it. I'm going to be doing here and there, but everybody else is still going to be contributing. So definitely check that out. And
he's only stepping back because of other things that are like, he's got a lot of things going on right now. Work and stuff. So it's not like, he just doesn't want to do it or anything. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I just don't want people to think you're stepping away from Comic Frontline. No. He's got a lot of stuff on his plate right now.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And that's just it. I've got a lot of stuff on my plate. I'm trying to get caught up on things. So I told them I was going to step back from a few things for a little bit, and hopefully come back and be able to deliver. Chris should be back with us next week on Zone 4 if all goes well. And just check out everything Last Ember Press and Zone 4 Podcast. I've been dropping a whole bunch of links in the chat. Chris, go check out his comic review. He's recording it right now. Check out his channel.
No, it's not, because he's just a love and support brand.
Yeah, that's true. He's right here.
I will be back next week. Should I be
awesome.
Threatening? So, it's like the way he said "will." Is that like a little threat that he's giving?
I will be back.
I will be back.
Better make room for me on this show. I will be back. But will you sing? Because we've both sang now. Now you have to sing something.
Yeah, you have to make up a song and sing it, Chris. So
that's right.
Is there a Highlander show on the horizon?
I had to be back. I don't know. Is there a Highlander? There's no Highlander book. We haven't been watching it, so I kind of doubt it. Sorry, Jesse. Eventually, something. I ain't singing nothing. Well, you sing something. Not nothing. Sing about a muffin.
Ain't a word.
All right, I'm linked out because I'm distracting myself by posting links while I'm talking. So there you go. There's a whole bunch of links if you're in the chat. As we're closing, we get 7 viewers. That's awesome. Thank you. But yeah, so that's it for me, and that's it for the show.
Just one more thing, Brad.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Stay tuned to Frontline Live 221. Something big is coming up.
Yes. So I want to say it. I almost said what you said. You almost said.
I know.
I was like something. No, I can't do that. I'm gonna wear a special shirt for that one.
That would be cool. I think I have one too.
Cool. Awesome. All right, so we'll see what happens. 221. That would be Tuesday, October 16th, right? Oh, yeah. October 9th.
October 9th, yeah.
Yeah, October 9th, which is one of my friend's birthdays. That's kind of cool. So, yeah, now it's time to end the show. So, we'd like to thank the official bands of Zone 4, the Raywall Band, and Society's Plague that you hear on the show each and every episode. We are also proud members of the Comics Podcast Network. You can find us right here on Comic Frontline every Friday, and also on comicspodcast.com, Stitcher, iTunes, and, of course, zone4podcast.com. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions for us, or song requests for Chris to sing on the next episode of Zone 4, send those to zone4podcast@gmail.com. And as always, thanks for listening. You are now leaving Zone 4.
Goodbye, everybody.